welcome, Echoes, to Empyrean Rising, episode 38. I am Evie, your disaster GM, pronouns she, they, or any, and GM of this fine of disastrous group. Let's go ahead and go around introducing ourselves, and we're going to start with our extra special guest, Lev. Hi, Lev.
Hello. Hi. My name's Lev. I use they, them pronouns. I've been here before once, a long time ago, and now I am back as Saldai. Pronouns they, she. You can find me at Mayday Roleplay, playing games like Vampire the Masquerade or Delta Green. Yep.
Check this.
Just fine. Don't worry. All of them are like that.
Good. I've always been bad at intros, and I'm glad I haven't gotten any better.
It's okay. All of us are like that. Yeah, all of us are like that. Every single one of us. I have like a script that I like. This is my phone. I have a script that I go through every time. But let's jump over to Alina, our artist.
Hey everybody, I am Alina P. I will be playing Kale. We are both they, them, and I am here to remind you to wear a mask, because we're in the middle of a COVID surge right now. I'm still testing negative, but I'm in a hotel room with somebody who has active COVID, so I'm going to have no face for today. Yeah. Wear a mask, out in public, everywhere, please. Plague rats are everywhere. Yeah, Kale is who I will be playing. For my public service announcement. Kale is an empathic explorer who helps their friends and has the soul of a dragon.
Very cool, very cool, very cool. Joel.
Hello, hi. It is I, Joel. Use any pronoun that you want to, because I live to please. I also am playing Val Misforge, who is an appealing speaker, who moves like a cat and rises from the depths.
Very good. Moves kind of like a crab sometimes, but you know, whatever.
Moves like a crab.
The weirdest fucking cat you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Not like crab.
Yeah, just a little bit
Well,
crab-like.
I did move agilely a couple of sessions ago.
You did.
Once. And like a cat, I didn't do it again.
Yeah, that makes sense. And last but certainly not least, Maggie.
Hello, I am Maggie. I use they, she pronouns. And I'm playing Sybil, who is an overeager adept who would rather be reading an Is a Walking Dream. I did read it because my brain is vacant today. But Sybil is she, her.
Good job. Good job. The end. But we are very excited to have Lev guesting with us, bringing Saldai back for a session. It is wonderful, and you really should check them out over on Mayday Roleplay. I believe that there may be an award nomination that is around right now.
Oh yeah, it's not for Mayday. It's for a different project I'm on.
Oh, okay.
If you
yeah,
like
even better.
Horror podcasts. There's one called The Love Talker, and it's cool and a little bit fucked up, so definitely look at the trigger warnings. But it's nominated for a podcast award, because I'm also a voice actor.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Yeah. It's real spooky. It's Appalachian horror.
Oh,
hell yeah, it is.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Very cool. But yeah, if you are in either our YouTube or our Twitch, which we are dual streaming, by the way, you are welcome to drop a link into the chat. Otherwise, we will grab a link for that during our break. But yes, so you should definitely check them out. Lev is an extremely talented voice actor and role player, and shush, I'm complimenting you, shush. And we love listening / watching. But content warning. Good idea. I'm going to do the content warning before announcements today, because it is already part of the discussion. We at the Archives would like to remind you that this is an adult content rated game, including depictions of violence and gore, adult language, possible mentions of loss or trauma, and or similar content. We do our best not to cross each other's lines, and we have discussed those ahead of time, but for those listening or watching, you have been warned. We are definitely also going to go into our announcements real quick. We are doing the new campaign now every other Friday. Once Upon a Reflection, 2 of the players are currently on screen, Alina and Joel. We might get a Maggie guest spot on occasion, depending on their schedule and availability and exhaustion. But yes, so you should definitely check it out. It is a fairy tale based, also Cypher campaign, because I am a Cypher GM. It is every other Friday, so this coming Friday at 8:30 Eastern, and I think that is 5:30 Pacific. I am so good at that. Ryan is helping today. But yes, in addition to that, we also are continuing to raise funds for Congo for Tomorrow. Congo for Tomorrow is a non-governmental organization created to improve the future of the youth of the Democratic Republic of Congo through better learning infrastructures. Brian has abandoned me. Link will be below if you are watching on YouTube, or in chat if you are watching on Twitch. You can also scan that shiny little QR code that is below me on the screen to take you directly to the Tiltify campaign. No donations are seen by Altered Echo Archives. Everything goes directly to them via Tiltify. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and roll into today's session. Last time, after attempting and failing to rest at the Grove, after encountering Kale's parent, one of them, some of the group discovered floating will-o'-the-wisps throughout the entirety of the kind of low area of the city, the water district, the district on the water, and followed them to what was their first clue about things going to shit in the city. The giant tree that had grown up out of an academic research facility that was part of the academy of the city. In attempting to investigate this, because they had a little bit of time before they had to go meet Kale's parents, or mother, really for breakfast, they got a little lost inside. There was a possible encounter with some blood-sucking hummingbirds, and a variety of plants that had kind of taken over in a somewhat aggressive fashion, including the swallowing of a couple of our players, our characters, and having to cut themselves out. The group got a little separated amidst all of this, but they did find the surprisingly lost brother of Sybil, Milo, who has gone through some changes because of the magic of the city. With a little bit of coaxing, Sybil did convince Milo to attempt to go back, and having briefly rejoined with Kale, everybody stepped through the teleportation array, a couple of them still covered in plant goo, and made their rolls to attempt to not be jettisoned and to make it to the correct one. And that is where we are entering today. It is fairly early morning after the adventure through the research facility and its various basements. As the sun crests over the horizon for a fairly gloomy day, and at least one unsuspecting individual goes searching towards a particular house on assignment, there is a flash of light as one of the various arrays throughout the city lights up, and come careening through at full speed is Kale,
Amazing.
who did not roll very well. Kale, I would like an acrobatics and or speed defense. Either works, honestly, for not being jettisoned directly into the table that is just outside of the array that Sybil accidentally created in her parents' living room.
How does a 12 sound?
Not bad, not bad. So with that, you do come rolling out, but you don't manage to face plant directly into the table. It is somewhat dark in the room, other than the glow of yet more people starting to come through. I believe that next on the list was probably Maggie, because Ball had put several levels of effort onto the roll. So let's say that Sybil is now coming through, probably at a fairly decent trot. Are you going to attempt to dodge out of the way, Kale, or are you just kind of there as Sybil comes quite literally, like, nearly at a jog through the array as it flashes with light again?
Can I try to catch Sybil?
You can.
Right.
So that would be a speed task. You, I believe, have a high enough might to where your strength is not going to have an issue with it. It's mostly the speed task of reacting in time.
Cool, that is a 11.
11. I'll call that good enough. That's above average, so that's good
I
enough.
come out of like a full tilt. Do that thing where you like kind of catch yourself with the hands on the table and like bend over it
Yeah.
so you don't put yourself on it. And then here, knowing someone will come around behind me, whip around,
Mm-hmm.
break my back on the table, and just like get Sybil in a hug.
Mm-hmm.
Slow
Okay.
her down. Just like, whoa.
Okay. So yeah, you, through decent acrobatics, turn around just in time to catch Sybil as Sybil comes, like, quickly trotting out through into the living room. And Sybil, you have like a couple minutes to, or not couple minutes, couple seconds to catch your bearings and kind of realize where you are, before both of you promptly need to also move, because on that same roll comes Milo, who is a little oversized for the area, and he comes sliding out, tail whips a little bit to the side, and like just kind of plops onto the couch that Sybil and Val had sat on while talking to one of Sybil's parents. And from there is when Val, ironically, comes through with the most poise and just kind of walks out of the last flash of light on the array.
Bloody hell, I hate that fucking thing. Ugh. This is not a good day, is it?
We all got here though, so we can't complain too much.
And I don't see my parents, which is always a plus.
Oh.
So is this your house?
Oh, yeah, I guess you haven't been here before.
Oh,
Welcome, I guess.
I'm glad that we made it to the right spot and are not lost randomly in the city.
Okay, I'm a little, that made me a little nauseous.
Yeah, you're
let's
you're
look to
okay.
that.
Just deep breaths. Do you want some water? Or
I can get it, probably. And that's when you start hearing, the footsteps of people on the floor above, possibly your parents waking up in response to the large flashes of light and or starting to come down. Hard to tell who it is at the moment because it is fairly faint. But you are in the house.
Oh, I wonder if Ben and Corey are nearby.
don't think so, because I've literally never seen them until you brought them up here, but
Who are Ben and Corey?
God, do you remember when we first met? There was a couple guards by the door.
That's them, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah.
I don't think they'd still be
Milo.
here. Okay.
Question for
Oh.
you. How excited are you about talking to moms right now?
Not a lot.
Great.
And that's when you also are hearing footsteps on the stairs, which are a little heavier than Vera's would be, and seemingly cautious, as well as, we'll call it our guest appearance of someone approaching the door. Lev, would you like to re-describe Saldai?
Sure.
Oh.
Saldai is pretty pretty slight, not very robust, a little bookish. They've got pretty big round glasses on their slightly crooked nose, covered in freckles. Long kind of purpley hair that's pulled back in a ponytail, except for two little braids down either side. They're wearing kind of like a sweater vest, a blue sweater vest over their kind of gray long sleeve, almost Henley kind of shirt, a long skirt, some boots. But kind of the more notable thing is that the like tendrils of roots that you kind of saw on their chest last time have grown and shifted and reached, like starting down their arms, up their neck, almost over their jaw. And they're not doing as much to hide them as they were last time.
Okay. So it is early morning. Also, very cool character. But it is early morning. You are on your most recent assignment, and you have reached the home of the two academic researchers, the two advisors that you were told to go relieve of the items that put them at risk.
Right. Yes.
So how are you approaching the house? Are you going to just knock on the door, or are you going to try and like sneak in and just take stuff?
I'm going more towards stealth.
Okay.
Sneaking,
Okay.
trying to worm my way in unseen.
Okay, so go ahead and give me an intellect-based roll. This has to do with observation, so determining whether or not you might have seen the flashes of light through the windows. So do you have anything that would assist that in any fashion?
I've got in my skills it says perception
Okay.
and also trained in stealth.
Okay, so we'll do your perception roll first. So that takes it from a 4 down to a 3 because it eases it by being trained. So you have to roll a 9 or better.
A 9 or better.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nope. What is that? These are hard to read. 13.
13. Either way, you succeeded. You did notice that there were several like flashes of strange light right through the window that would have theoretically led you into one of the various lower rooms of the house. There is the sound of voices inside. You don't quite recognize them. They're fairly muffled because it's, listening / through a window. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll as well to determine whether or not anyone inside might notice you approaching.
Okay. And is this a 9 as well?
This is a difficulty 4, so it would be dropped down to a 3. So again, 9. Yeah, because you are trained in stealth.
Well, I rolled a natural 1.
Ooh, that is an intrusion.
Immediately.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
an intrusion. So natural ones in Cypher allow for what is called a GM intrusion. I introduce a complication of some kind without having to pay for it with experience, essentially. So with that natural one on your stealth, we will say that you are so startled by the sudden flashes of light that on the other side of the window from where everyone appeared, they probably hear you exclaim in some fashion, reacting to that. I will, yeah, go right ahead. So you guys, yeah. So there's cussing outside as you guys are discussing with Milo what the fuck is going on.
Do you hear that?
Shut up. Solid's just like standing in the middle of the yard rubbing their eyes.
I think there's somebody outside.
Right, that's why I said if you had heard that.
Yeah, but like, we're trying to be quiet.
Are you talking at the same point of view?
Do I see Saldai?
You're looking out the window?
Yeah.
Give me a perception check. It's only going to be a difficulty 3 because it is early morning, but there's not really anything. Yeah, there's not really anything preventing you from seeing Saldai because they are not being stealthy right now.
Perception, and if you allow me to use my seeing in the dark as an asset, I don't have to roll. I just auto win. I got it down to a 1.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so you see Saldai just standing outside, rubbing their face.
Close the window and then jumps back in shock. It's like it's Saldai.
Who?
Oh, you meet them. Sybil.
Advisor? Or not the advisor, the assistant?
Yes.
Why- Why are they...
Mama?
I mean, potentially, in theory, I don't, Milo, you need to go upstairs and just, like, go to your room, I guess.
Sybil? This is Ada, peeking around the corner.
Oh, great, cool. Hi, Mom.
Is this the mom that I met?
Yes. And there
I'm
is...
gonna wave my tentacle at her.
Yeah, there is a very sudden look of absolute shock and a little bit of horror seeing their son looking the way that he is and all of you standing in the living room and like just staring in shock as we've got Saldai outside, not fully, not really blinded, just shocked. And then inside in the living room, we've got the 5 of you in this kind of stalemate.
Hello.
Hello.
Sybil, Milo?
Yeah.
What?
That's fair.
If you want to take a deep breath for a moment. Milo has returned safely. From a place that was quite dangerous, but his resourcefulness kept him alive.
How? What? Are you hurt?
Yeah, go on, Evie. Have a conversation with yourself.
Yeah. So Milo's just kind of standing there, like, just frozen. And it's mostly just the mom just like, are either of you hurt? What happened?
A lot of things happened. Is this necessarily a conversation that we have to have, like, right now? That would be...
Your mother has some questions.
The last time I tried to have a conversation with you, you tried to run, and there was a giant flash of light, and there was... Exactly.
While this conversation is happening, I am going to realize that I'm probably gonna take some slack if she notices me. So I'm just gonna tiptoe to the window and crack it open and just say hello to Saldai.
Yeah, so there's
So apparently they're someone we know.
yeah, so like right next to Alina as well, or not Alina, as to next to Kale. So we've got Kale and you at the window with you sticking your head out the now open window and looking directly at Seldai. You have definitely failed at your stealth at this point, and you've just got this person that you don't recognize leaning out the window staring at you and saying hi.
By the way, currently, I had, because I don't know if you've seen the character art for my character. I look like a pirate with a tentacle arm.
Mm-hmm.
And right now I'm Val, so I actually don't have a beard because my character's gender fluid. And I'm gonna like just kind of lean out the window and say, "Oh, hello. Apparently they know you."
Hi. Saldai is just like running through all of their like known abilities, trying to be like, how the hell do I fix this? I've already messed this up so bad. Who's they? I'm just admiring the architecture of this house. It's absolutely beautiful.
In the yard.
Yes, from the outside. I was just looking from the yard at how beautiful the house is.
Well, if you come inside, you can see the library. There's currently drama happening.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
What's your name? We've never met.
Oh, I am Spartacus. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Spartacus.
Right.
Incredible.
What's yours then?
Marsh.
Sure.
If you're going to give me a fake name, I'll give you a fake name back.
You don't know that I give you a fake name. I know your name.
I
You know mine.
That seemed like you paused for a moment before you said Spartacus, so...
Well, it's a complicated name. You've got to translate it from a sort of...
I understand. Well, my name is Marsh, and it is also translated.
Oh, really? From what language?
You've probably never heard of it.
I've heard of a lot of languages, and I speak at least 3 of them.
You speak at least 3 of them? Which 3 do you speak?
Human, sea serpent, and fancy Lancer talk.
Well, I know that one. I also know Rock Giant, and...
Really?
Yes.
Can you show me some of it? Right, that does not sound like Rock Giant to me.
You don't know, you don't speak Rock Giant.
Right, but I've never met a Rock Giant either, and I've sailed quite a bit.
Well, then why would you know what Rock Giant sounds like if you've never met a Rock Giant and you don't speak Rock Giant?
I don't think you understand that I'm the one inside the window right now.
I can see that you're inside the window and I'm outside the window.
Oi, this is that person. It's really weird.
I'm fucking crying right now. I also imagined that about 45 seconds ago, everyone stopped talking and they are just staring at Ball, who is halfway out a window having an incredibly animated conversation. We're like, are you done? What's happening?
Ada is indeed staring, and Milo is trying to stare, but like Ada is also like trying to pull Milo down to like feel his face, and then just kind of looking over on occasion like, what the fuck is going on, and be like, my son, my little baby. I am legitimately crying.
What is... Are you good? Are you just... Who is out there, Ball?
It's
Oh,
so bad.
yeah.
Oh,
So
you said...
sorry. Mars.
They're calling you a different name. You're Spartacus. Do I hear Sybil in there?
Yeah, this is Sybil's home.
Hi.
I told you to come in. I told them to come in. They haven't come in.
I didn't know it was a house you were allowed to invite people in. I don't know who you are.
I'm inside. I can invite people once I'm inside. There's the point of being inside.
No, it's still my house, Ball.
Wow.
Hi.
Oh, okay. You're not invited inside. Go away.
No,
Hi.
you are invited inside. Sorry,
Oh, you
Mom.
are?
Thank you.
You want to come through the window? I can make space.
You come through the door if
Yeah.
there
that works.
is one of those.
That'd be preferable, if that's all
Okay.
right. I wasn't expecting to see you over. Where have you been?
That's a question.
That is an incredible.
the question.
That is an amazing question, in fact. Milo, let's get you a drink. And like
Hello.
around the corner you see not just Kale and Sybil. Kale, who looks significantly more changed as well, and Sybil, who has like prismatic white roots and shocks of hair throughout. Would you actually like to describe your characters so that Lev knows what they are seeing?
Has changed. So, last time you saw Kale, they had green hands with slight scales on the back of the hand. Now their arms are green up to the elbow, and they have very scales and large talons on the end of each finger. Their eyes have gone very, very, very deep green, and they have two horns growing up out of their head that look like tree branches, as well as a variety of leaves in their hair. It's unclear whether they fell into a plant or something, but they look much wilder and more feral than you saw them before. Their clothing also before was like very tight knit and like tight-laced vest and collar combo. They are now wearing ancient robes that look like they've come through a hurricane. Yeah. They're very disheveled.
Yeah. I forgot about the horns.
Yeah.
Sybil again has the like prismatic-y like roots situation. She has been wearing like cardigans pretty much every time you have ever seen her, and at this point I think she's got like a tank top with like one of those weird old robes over it, and like on her chest is like one of those Lichtenberg like scars. But other than that, she looks fairly normal. She's just kind of like slightly translucent in a weird way. Like you feel like you can almost see through her.
You both changed so much.
Oh, and Bal has a crab leg.
Yeah.
Bal has a crab leg.
And
Yeah.
a tentacle arm.
Are they on the same side or opposite
No,
side?
no, opposite sides.
Incredible.
It's for
Good
grip.
to know.
Just now that you see them all in their entirety, there's a crab
Yeah.
leg.
And then kind of at the couch behind them, because they've apparently let you in the house. I'm guessing that you have now come inside.
Yeah.
Like up peeking around the corner at the top of the stairs is a little girl with a like forehead bandana on. In the living room behind them is a like middle-aged-ish woman that looks like they are in their like sleeping clothes, and a, what did I say, 7 foot tall, like 6.5, 7 foot tall, very
remember 7
skinny,
being from
yeah, 7 feet, like tall, very skinny looking boy with like lizard like snake like features, like digitigrade legs with claws on them, and like a big ass tail that like the woman is like trying to get him to bend down to like be like, what happened to my baby, type of thing, and is just like looking at you past them. Who is being invited into our home, Sybil?
Saldai.
Hi.
Saldai, this is
Mush.
my mom.
Nice to meet you.
Mom, do you know, you've probably met them before, Sabar's assistant?
Oh, yes, apparently, in passing, perhaps. You're
Right. Yes.
here,
I believe we've seen each other at various functions. Your home is lovely.
It's something. I suppose. Come in. Close the door. behind you. Milo, let's kind of take you away from all of this, Milo, and get you something to eat. You're probably starving. And then like tries to usher Milo away and looks at you, Sybil, as they pass. Don't run away again. And like just drags the kid off. Vera, go to bed. And like disappears around a different corner.
Is that your sister on the stairs?
Yes. Yeah, that was. Yeah. Does Vera look the same as when we left her last?
What you got to see of her, she looked pretty much the same. The bandana wrapped around her forehead is still there. But when she got, like, ushered away by one of the moms, like, ducked back around and is, like, waiting, and you can tell, just from knowing your sister, that she's, like, counting down mentally, and then is going to peek back around at the first opportunity.
Fair.
Yeah.
So, Saldai, what are you doing at my house?
Yes, Watch. Tell us.
Well, I think Saldai's gonna kind of like look around. During all this, Saldai's been kind of like basically casing the living room and seeing what's where, and if the thing that they're looking for is readily obvious.
Give me 2 rolls, 1 for perception and 1 for stealth. This is, again, just, like, we'll call it contested rolls in this case, since you are trying to do this stealthily with everyone else.
The stealth is a 15.
Mm-hmm.
You wanna know what the perception was?
Well,
It's a 1.
1? Okay. You have no idea, honestly, what you're looking for. You just know that there are objects that you should be finding. It's entirely possible that what you're looking for is the very faintly glowing array of lines that are in the corner, and you have no idea how to get it out. No one notices you subtly looking around, or I would assume, like, is anyone rolling to perceive? What you got?
I am.
What you got?
I am watching this newcomer that has lied to me.
Okay.
I know that I lied to them too, but that doesn't matter.
So you do have a +3 from being trained in stealth, so that turns yours into an 18. 5?
Yep. I am too salty.
1? And Sybil, you're just sibling?
So, yeah, Sybil's talking to her parents.
Yeah. So yeah, none of them notice you looking around, or you can't see them notice you looking around, but you are fairly convinced that it's this strange, just faintly glowing array of lines and symbols in the corner that kind of have this really weirdly growing, like, small hint of a root at the very center of it that you have no idea how to move it, because it seems to almost be burned into the wall and flooring. But that's probably what you were sent to look for. Maybe, possibly, I don't know.
Saldai's gonna start just kind of like really casually moseying through towards these lights. Oh, well, all right. We've been honest with each other up to this point, yes?
Not really, no.
Honestly, it's been a while. I can't remember.
You actually were fairly honest with Saldai, because it was before you realized how in the shit the council was.
That's fair.
Things are getting a bit more tense.
Really?
Yes.
Bloody
There
hell.
was an assassination attempt a couple of days ago. On
failed?
Sabah. Yes, they failed. Sabah is easily swayed one way or another. I have something of a hold on her. And the council does as well. And they'll turn to Sybil. I'm looking for an artifact that your parents have.
Sybil is staring daggers at Ball. And she just kind of turns.
Val is
"Well,
suddenly interested in the architecture of the ceiling.
that's going to be a little bit challenging. Do you happen to know what exactly it is that you're looking for? Because the last time that we were here, this one over here took all of the artifacts, at least as far as I know, bundled them up into one of the favorite blankets of my house, and then lost them all at the same time.
I did.
So,
First of all,
Lost.
that's not what happened.
well,
given
it's
full
most
permission,
of what happened.
and also, it would have been. I would have walked out with them if you hadn't tried to wrestle them out of my hands.
Okay,
So, if anything, it's both of our faults, or neither of our faults. Pick your poison.
both.
All right. Well, I mean, I can't argue with that logic. Yes.
For you, Saldai. I don't know where to start.
Sure.
But Sabara's alive.
Yes.
Imagine she didn't catch the assassin.
Evie, she killed the assassin. She caught them, and then they were dispatched rather quickly.
I see. Right.
Yes.
Sounds
Oh.
about right.
Makes sense to me.
Can you tell us if there's any known associates of this assassin?
Would I know about? Were they from Deepview or?
You did not recognize them, and they were not wearing any identifying uniform or markers, so it is hard to say. Sabar gave you this assignment shortly after recovering from the fight,
Right.
prior to Code Green being called.
Well, I don't know anything about them. They weren't recognizable. They weren't from Deepview. The council's corrupt enough that I wouldn't be surprised if the council itself was trying to, But
Killer.
yes, kill her. Thank you, Spartacus.
You're welcome, Mosh.
I wouldn't be surprised either, given some of the things I've been hearing.
No. So she sent me away basically to find this artifact. She didn't tell me what it was. She just told me where it was, and now I guess where it isn't. Unless it's these lines are incredible, and like Sabar's gonna Saldai's gonna kind of go over and start sketching the lines.
I would avoid touching
Oh.
that unless you want
Yeah.
to end up
Die.
anywhere. Well, they won't die. They might die.
Lost anywhere in the
We
city.
actually don't know if you could die from touching them.
You could, but like, it's a door, basically.
Yeah.
It's a door. A door to where?
I think
Not
anywhere.
here.
Not anywhere,
Like
but
a random door.
Sort of.
there are.
I don't think we've ever gone through one and ended up where we wanted to go.
Well, here we did
Oh,
not come here.
That's right. Yeah, we
Alright.
did
Yeah,
want
that's
to
right.
come
You
here.
have, didn't you, Kale?
Yes. I think I have more of an understanding with these than you do, because I haven't been led wrong yet. I
Yeah,
imagine
you-
it's still possible.
You made one too, didn't you?
Sort of. Not, well, it's very complicated.
Yeah,
So
I
that
don't like it.
Council isn't aware of these circles yet, are they?
Not as far as I'm aware, but I only hear what Sabar wants me to hear, really, and then, well, that's not entirely true. I hear what Sabar wants me to hear, and then quite a bit more, but so far, no. Yes, Spartacus?
Do you know what the artifact you're searching for is supposed to do?
Do I know? She just said it was sort of oblong, I think, just like a. It's not.
Look
I
like.
mean, is it? Do I know
If it's
what it is that they're looking for?
oblong, it's probably the transit array. It is
Oh.
that. The thing that is permanently burned into this house.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hmm?
I hold on.
Fan user.
Uh,
Oh,
There we
someone
go.
beat me to it.
it was like
I
that big, kind of oblong, had like designs and stuff in it.
I think so. I really only got the shape, I think.
Right.
Right? Right? I mean,
The best that Seldai, because Seldai saw it once when they were talking to Harper once. Well,
right.
like it's kind of this is the only thing that I've seen them have, but I know it's an artifact, and I suspect that the people that I don't like are going to want it. Go get it first. So it's about yay big, and it's kind of oblong, and it looked weird. Go fetch.
yeah. So
Super helpful, as always, Spa.
Yeah.
since you seem to be trusted by my compatriots here, yeah, no, none of them exist anymore. We sort of lost them. Well, most of them.
They exist. They're just not here, and we don't know where they are.
Right,
Right.
yeah. We sort of something. We kind of put them in a. Well, that was me. I put them in a what Sybil said earlier is true.
You put them in the blanket and then you sent them somewhere.
Well, but it wasn't intentional. I didn't send it somewhere. I was going to keep them for myself.
We got
and maybe
separated.
They were
Right.
somewhere with you. All right.
We fell into that thing in front of you for the first time, I think. And then
Wait.
we were elsewhere.
Where's Jax? I've just realised they're not here. Where are they?
What is Jax?
We don't.
I haven't seen him since we lost him in the caves.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He and I were running from those motorist hummingbirds that I told you about, and he went one way and I went the other. He's still down there. I've been leaving him markings to try and find his way out. But
I mean, he'll be fine. He's Jax. I mean,
if anyone is going to survive down there, it's Jax.
he'll
The
probably.
man
be
literally died once. I'm sure he'll be fine.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm glad
Oh.
you know where he is at least.
No.
fine.
Relatively where he is at least.
Where he was.
Where he
I
was.
could tell
that-
you that he's somewhere in the city, probably, or under it.
I'm sure I can speak to people I know in Deepview and have them keep an eye out for him.
But that would be wonderful if you could do that.
Yes, of course. I've got a few contacts.
Imagine you're still in touch with the people of DPU.
Oh yes.
Yeah, tell them to look for lightning,
Look for
where
lightning.
it's not supposed to be. Yeah.
Well, they'll be underground, and there's not usually lightning underground, so I think they'll be
Possibly
easy
a
to.
bear. Where there's a bear, there's Jax, it seems.
Oh, true. Bear. If it responds to Philip, run away. It has developed a taste for human flesh.
Listen, we've been
Right.
through a lot of things since we last met. We should
I can tell.
It's been a lot.
But
Yeah.
also, Sybil, we are in your parents' house.
We are.
Are your mother's going to want to speak to us?
They have a shower here.
I'm
Like,
hoping.
somewhere to get clean.
Yes, obviously. Are you
Oh.
asking to use it?
Yeah, I'm still covered in plant matter.
Right. Yeah.
So
Top of
are
the
you,
stairs.
Sybil.
No, because she.
Oh,
phased through
right.
it.
Yeah, you phased through it. You
Yeah,
freaking,
it was only me.
you
No, I
freaking
did
lucky
not.
bastard. But yeah.
I will be going to the bathroom then.
Okay.
Get myself cleaned up.
So, like, while you guys were distracted and Ada was getting Milo a drink and something to eat, Ada is just kind of leaning against the wall, which you would notice, having listened to the majority of this, because at this point, based off of Sybil's behavior, they kind of expect that Sybil is not going to share the majority of it with them. And just kind of glares at you slightly as you walk upstairs and nods. As if, like, yeah, you can go.
if it helps,
Hmm.
Sybil and the magic items are not in the same place anymore.
That is
You're
true.
welcome.
Thank you.
I am going to use your bathroom now, and I apologize if it leaves a mess. And I go upstairs.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So like she's like just out of sight around the corner, which walking to the stairs, Val would be able to see like the hint of her. So she is just out of where she would be able to be seen from the library / living room.
Well, I'm not sure what to do at this point, which is not a position I'm often in.
We need to have a good chat and catch up. But, Sybil, are we welcome in your parents' house?
I mean, it's my house too, so yes. I don't spend a lot of time here, but it's still my house.
You did explain to your mothers that we did not kidnap you, and call
Yeah, I might
the
have.
bluff on us?
Yes, you did. Which Ada just kind of steps around and leans in the doorway instead. Yes, you did.
That's
Madam, pleasure to meet you. I am Kale, a friend of Sybil.
Yeah.
And you are?
Ada, you may just call me Ada. Sybil, your other mother, did you also find her there with Milo?
Your mother is missing.
no, she.
Milo ran through and then Orla followed her. She wasn't with Milo?
We didn't see her. She hasn't come
I
back.
only saw the one set of tracks. If she went through the circle, she could be somewhere else.
Okay. She's probably fine. If anyone would be fine, it would be Orla.
How long ago?
The night that you ran through.
And she hasn't come back?
Neither had Milo. I thought that they were together whatever this took you to.
Okay.
Right.
So, for a moment, we'll get back to that. Orla will be fine. She's always fine. If anything, people should fear her. Saldai. Your boss, one of the council members, sent you to my home to acquire one of our artifacts. Correct?
Yes. Yes, she did.
Would you care to explain which one again?
Oblong. Size of a loaf of bread, maybe some more, maybe a bit more. Intricate designs. I didn't personally see it very close up. I've just kind of seen it from a distance. She's trying to keep it away from Harper.
Well,
Good.
I remember your difficulties with Harper. That is not one that we had a lot of information on. It was believed to be transportation of a kind. I do not know how. The journals that I had from that period and the research notes did not really describe in depth how it worked beyond something having to do with scavenged roots. As my daughter's lovely friends have explained, they have all been taken from the house for our own safety due to instability of various artifacts. So I do hope that your employer, if she is not the enemy of my children, as I was led to believe, is not collecting them somewhere. after what Sybil explained, I somewhat believed that that might be why Harper's collection was the center of the explosion at the academy. So
Yes. The intention is to keep it safe. I don't entirely trust Sabar's judgment at all times, but I do have a bit of sway with her. And I have sway in other parts of the city as well.
okay.
I understand that you don't have it anymore and your notes are incomplete, but any information you have, I would appreciate. And I'll do what I can to maybe not bring it back to you, but make sure it's in the right hands.
Sybil, you trust this person in Sabar over Harper?
Oh, over Harper? Absolutely.
In general?
Yeah.
To be fair to Sybil, we've only spent a small amount of time together, and they were wonderfully helpful and very brave and very. We worked together well.
It's less about you and more of my parents have a very close relationship with Harper. You can appreciate that.
Yes, of course.
That
I also fear that there may be some bad blood between us and Sabah now, which was unintentional but unavoidable.
did she ever happen to mention it would have been pretty much the day after we saw her that some of her things were missing?
She went off on an entire rant about it.
Oh, that's what the tantrum was.
Yeah.
She
Why-
knew that it was us, or
Did it seem like she knew? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, quite certain. Yes, she was.
great.
I don't know if.
When things went missing, so I don't imagine that it took a particularly good detective to figure out who might have been the culprit.
No, she's a bit of a lush, but she's not an idiot.
No, that's
And I will remind you, she did seek us out and leave Jax to die in a gutter because of that.
Not
So,
ideal.
yeah.
well. I
And
didn't know if
some suspicion on our part as well, attacking one of our friends, leaving him for dead. That's not something that particularly disposes one to be friendly to someone else. But
No.
she kept it to herself and just
I trust you.
That does actually also explain another interaction that you had with Sabar that seemed mostly like, oh, maybe she's drunk again. One random morning when you came in to report for work, she looked at you, grumbled something, and went, I left him alive. And then walked into a different room.
That's what that was. Oh, I've been thinking about that for weeks now, trying to figure out who the hell she left alive.
Jax.
Well, I'm happy he's alive. Again, you don't know where the hell he is, but
No, he was at that point. Things honestly have just gotten a lot worse since we saw you last.
yes, I can tell. Everything's awful here.
To be clear, I think Jax enjoyed it, so there was no bad blood from his side of this affair.
All right,
He-
well,
Yeah, no, we learned what his type was very fast.
Very much so.
yes. Well, maybe I can divert her attention with Jax. Anyway,
I would like to clear up any lingering bad blood between Sabar and ourselves. I think that generally we are on the same side of this conflict.
I would
yes.
agree.
What I don't quite know is what Harper and his cronies are up to. They've been hoarding artifacts. They've known about this for years, Saldai. That was what we took from Sabar. Proof that they
Yes.
have known about the rise of magic for 5 years and done nothing, and hid it
Yes.
amongst the council members themselves.
Yes. They've hid amongst the council members, and they're trying to place the blame elsewhere. Into Deepview specifically, as we all know, and they're now activating Lancers. They're trying to... I don't know how much you all know, but it's... Things are tense. Things are getting worse. And I don't know how much longer we can hold off a siege, basically.
On the council or on Deepview?
I think it's really a toss-up of who gets armed first.
There was already a siege on Deepview. We just came from there. They've been blockading the caves for days.
All right. Evie, would I know, like, through Sabar or through, like, all of my kind of sneaking around, how, like, what the next kind of step is going to be? I know we've got, like, Code Green going.
Yeah, so Code Green has the Watchmen trying to fight off and corral the Lancers away from various areas of Icenbridge in total.
Right.
That pretty much canceled what was left of the siege on Deepview, primarily because the siege on Deepview started to get broken, and you would know this portion from a couple of strangely powerful upstarts that kicked the ass of several of the siege locations. And that started the awareness of what was going on with the Lancers.
Was there a description of those upstarts?
Yeah, one was a dragon. One was a dragon, and a sea serpent, and someone that controlled lightning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Sybil was also there.
So Sybil was less visually, like, out there. But the dragon addressed the majority of Icenbridge by shouting to the cliffside observers. The sea serpent ate a couple of people.
Mm-hmm.
And there was lightning that happened in a couple of locations.
Yup.
Sabar does not know that that is this group.
Right.
So you have heard those descriptions. Sabar set you on this assignment prior to starting to pack for the trip that you know about. But the next steps are essentially consolidating what she can of power and attempting to write to some people that she knows outside of the city to ask for aid, essentially, because there is no way that the Watchmen on their own can defeat all of the Lancers.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And looking at this group now, would I maybe make a kind of assumption?
Well, one of them has scars from lightning strikes, and one of them, like, has claws, but you also saw a 7-foot-tall figure that had reptilian features and a long-ass tail. Incorrect assumption, but able to make that assumption.
Right.
I also did directly tell you that I speak sea serpent.
Yes.
Right, yeah, that's
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
that's kind of...
Yeah.
I think, like, having this conversation and looking at all these people in the same place and remembering all of what Sabar had told me and what I heard from others in Deepview.
You do
I
know.
think I'm telling you information that you already know, though.
You do
Am I
also know
correct?
that Jem has a bounty out for them.
I fucking hate Jem.
While we're all being honest with each other, yes, we are aware of a lot of these things.
Yes. Oh, all right. Well,
Have come from breaking the siege on Deepview.
impressive work.
Thank you.
Well done. You are wanted.
Yeah,
By
everyone.
another person I work for. So,
Who? Wait, who else do you work for?
I say for. We work in tandem, as I like to say it. He likes to say I work for him. It's Jem.
Of course it's Jem. Of course.
Yes, of course it's Jem. He unfortunately has a significant amount of power and some kind of sway in Deepview. Therefore,
He has Deepview's best interests at heart.
Yes.
But I have seen what lies in his soul, and it is very dark.
Yes. It's a big problem. I've
Yes.
put myself in with people who have good interests but are terrible. And I'm frowning a little bit.
I imagine you are, and yes.
I know you are too, so I'm very proud of your efforts.
Thank you. We are doing the best that we can, but it does seem like everywhere we go, things only get worse.
Yes,
And
yes. I
we
feel
are
that.
trying to make it better.
I feel like that's a perfect line for Balder to walk in with a bottle of alcohol in hand. Cleaner or Bal?
Bal or Balder? Okay, Bal.
Bal,
Okay.
my bad. Because like everywhere we go, it gets worse, and then Bal just enters like a harbinger of worse.
Yeah. Yeah, so Vera would have been like kind of watching you from her doorway as you like enter the bathroom and then come back out, and just kind of looks at you and then looks up at nothing and then looks at you even more suspiciously.
Oh wow, boy, I'm gonna pause then.
Yeah.
And look suspiciously back at her. What is it then? You're staring.
I'm not supposed to trust you. You look like a pirate.
You know what? That is very astute of you, because I am in fact a pirate.
And if you keep talking to me,
Uh-huh.
I'm supposed to scream.
I will walk away from this conversation.
Yeah, so like she like
Away from
will
the
pause, look up at nothing, and then squint at you again. I'm supposed to scream.
Good job.
Yeah, so it's just that Vera was being an annoying little kid and watching the suspicious individual that she knows she's not supposed to interact with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, Sybil,
You did kill
your
the
bathroom's
host last time.
brilliant. I've never been in a fancier one before. Hello. Oh, sorry. Did I interrupt something?
Just a spiral.
Oh, I've been there. It's not great.
Saldai, if it makes you feel any better, the reason why Jem hates us is because we tried to kill him.
Oh.
I feel like
Alright.
maybe that's information you should have, since we are
Did
being...
not go there to kill him. Let us make that
No!
We
It would
went
have been
to
understandable
share
if you did,
information. Yeah, we went to share information on what was happening with Deepview and offer our services to help. And then things got wildly out of hand, and
Very
we
quickly.
tried to kill each other.
Well,
They do often.
he put his hands on KO, and I was not let that slide.
No,
So-
that's fair. This all makes a ton of sense to me, honestly. I've kind of made my peace with the fact that after Deepview is liberated, I am going to have to fight him in hand-to-hand combat and maybe kill him.
I can help you. I can hold him in place.
We would love to be a part of that, actually.
Yeah.
Just speaking for the group.
Right,
yes,
yeah.
yes. I will absolutely let you know if that needs to come to pass. It's just, as you said, his soul is a scary, awful place.
I
And
fucking hate him.
Mhm. I'm literally working with him only because he wants the best for Deepview. Everything else about him is absolutely repugnant.
I don't know how he can be the best for DPU and be such a terrible. I also say he's a terrible person. I knew him for like 4.5 seconds before I tried to kill him. So like,
That's
enough.
longer than a lot of people last.
sometimes that is enough. That's true.
Yeah.
He is the sort of man who will not be satisfied until the entire surface is on fire.
Absolutely, and that's not the answer.
No, it very much isn't.
Well,
There are innocent people on the surface, as there are innocent
oh,
people.
well, fair enough. If you took those people out, then
Also, I suspect that the various inequalities that have been forced upon Deepview have come over generations and been guided by the Council.
Yes. The Council and Gem are equal problems, and both of them do need to be.
burnt.
Yes. Yes.
If it's not too much to ask, what is Harper's end goal here? That is the thing that I've been trying to figure out this entire time. None of it makes sense. I don't understand what he gains by not telling the populace about the rise of magic and the return. It was obvious that it was inevitable that these changes would start happening through the streets.
Yes. Evie, in my experience with Harper and with Saldai, or not Jesus, with Sabar, would I kind of like have made an assumption about like him just kind of wanting to like coalesce power? Is he trying to just have total control? Like, do I have any kind of scope on his end game?
The council in general wants to control the flow of information because that controls the perception of them. So they were trying to hold off until they figured out a way to either stop it, control how the information was spread so that they can control people's view and perception of it, or potentially some of them just kind of wanted to stick their heads in the sand. It's not like it's going to get worse. Oh, it's getting worse. Well, it's not going to get any worse than it is now, etc., 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 etc. So, like, different ones that you've encountered through their interactions with Sabar or the couple of meetings that you've been able to attend with her, it's kind of a mixed bag of, like, one or two of them occasionally going, no, this is coming, we have to do something about it. And the others mostly either sticking their head in the sand or going, well, yes, but we've got to figure out how to spin it in our favor first.
Right. I think I kind of try to explain all of that. And I think he just wants to stay in power. People in power want to stay in power. And if he can spin it to make it seem like the council has a handle on it, that's what he's doing. I'm sure he has some kind of nefarious, or maybe not nefarious, maybe he has a completely altruistic view, but I don't think so. And I can't. No. And I can't.
I haven't even met the man, and I don't believe that at all.
No, I've been trying to give him the benefit of the doubt for forever, but it's not. But I suppose not really, because I've been actively working against him. But it's about the flow of information and about how he retains his power. I think that's the core of it.
Right. And am I correct in that Councillor Linden, Councillor Gustav Mendesev, and Harper Michelli are all working together?
From my understanding, yes.
Right.
But
have you been in contact with Leona Callum?
I have. Yes.
Good. All right.
Oh, the universe told us about that one.
Yes.
Uh,
He is very important in resisting Harper.
Mm-hmm.
And we were trying to get in contact with her at some point, but we got sidetracked by quite a lot of things.
Yes, I can imagine.
as a reminder,
for someone to be an ally.
As a reminder to Lev, since it's been a while, there are several council members. Leona is specifically the council member in charge of, like, advancement and general knowledge. So kind of a progression type of person. Whereas Harper is the council member in charge of, like, the academy and study and history. Right. So basically two opposite sides of the coin, and they are also very, very opposite. The other ones are the other ones are pretty much like as corrupt as you would expect a corrupt official to be. And are typically not necessarily friends with each other, but mutually beneficial allyship where they try to kind of take advantage of each other, and in doing so all kind of maintain their begrudging alliance with each other.
Right. So really, Leona, Callum, and Sabar are kind of the only ones that I fuck with.
Yeah, like, Leona is kind of like, an academic that really, really wants to help. Doesn't always know the best way, but really, really wants to help and is genuine in their desire to help.
Okay. I'm sure I can talk to Sabar about getting a way to contact Leona. they're a bit of a they're a bit heady, and but their intentions are pure. We can find a way to get in contact if that's something you need.
That would be wonderful, actually.
Yes.
As Ball said, the universe itself told us that Callum is very important to making sure that this whole situation has as peaceful a result as possible.
Right. Well, if the entire universe told you, who are we to disagree?
That's my thoughts exactly.
Yes.
I disagree with it all the time.
And I know that sounds completely mad, but
No, none of this is.
everything that's been happening has been mad.
Yes, well, whatever you need, whatever I can do to support, I'll do it. I'm a bit of a person on the inside, so I'm here to help. And if we can figure out the artifact, I think that would be mutually beneficial to all of us.
I need to find Ben and Corey. Do you know them?
Ben and Corey. Do I know Ben and Corey?
Just some guards that he
Not
found
just some guards, all right? They resorted to violence immediately to help us without really any reason to do so. They put their neck on the line for us.
Well,
And they deserve more respect than just some guards.
that's very impressive. I don't
Is
know
it?
them personally. And I kind of
Yes.
look at Sybil like I'm trying to make her
No,
feel like
How is
Like-
that?
Ball, I know that you want to find them, but also I think maybe you might be a little bit more wary about people who would so quickly switch sides with very little prompting.
I don't think I know what you're implying, but also, they chose to side with us, throwing away all possibility of having a comfortable life in the city. Long before we were not. No, actually, you were wanted at that time.
I wasn't there.
Not you. You as a group.
Back to high
Right,
Yeah.
for kidnapping you.
right.
And also, if they turn out to be assholes, I will kill them.
maybe they knew the good that you were looking for. Maybe they knew the good that you were working towards, and that's why they decided to switch sides.
We're fighting lancers.
Well,
That's where the bear decided to. Well, didn't decide. I goaded it on to eat human flesh.
Is my mother just standing there watching this entire thing?
Yeah, she's just kind of letting you talk
Great.
and is occasionally stunned and looks like they're about to say something, and then the next thing comes out of you guys' mouths and just like
Right.
I think
Yeah.
remembering that she is kind of in Harper's inner circle, I'll kind of turn and look at her. I trust that because your daughter is involved, you will keep bits of this to yourself.
Ola is much more the politician than I am. I'm still trying to process that all of this is actually true. I have perhaps a bit more standing to do so than Ola might, but wherever she happens to be, she would probably be the one that you would be most afraid of.
I'm gonna offer her some alcohol while she's talking. Just kind of gently tentacle alcohol in her direction if she wants some.
It is 5 in, so I appreciate that, but no thank you.
It is also 5 in the evening somewhere else. But
Oh,
all right, I respect it.
Logically
What?
speaking, that is correct.
It's never stopped you, Sybil.
From
You drink
From
at 5
doing-
in the morning. I'm not going to
No.
ask.
no,
I'm not going to
No.
ask. You
I
are.
do not. That's not a thing
That is
happens.
not what I should be concerned about at the moment. There are other
It's also
important
not true,
things
so you don't have to be concerned about it.
about. circle back for just a moment to a bear eating people?
Oh yeah. So one of our friends, he summoned a bear out of lightning, and then I got on the bear's back, and I have this thing. I don't know how I do it, but I can keep people from moving, and so I kept people from moving while the bear pulled on them. It was to protect a child that was being about to be attacked or in jailed by lancers, though. So it was deserved. The guy deserved to die.
He was one of Jem's watchers on the surface.
The kid, not the god.
Yes.
The world is a dangerous place, and I will simply
Yes.
accept that. Sybil,
Hmm.
this is your chosen friend group?
Not really.
Well,
This,
so Kale, yes. Kale and I were friends. You remember the tea shop I used to go to a lot? That's
yes.
theirs.
Oh, I hear you make lovely tea.
Thank you.
They do.
They
make
do,
you
I
see the
swear.
universe.
Yeah. Ball, we
Not
kind
it
of.
is just tea. Let me be very clear on that.
Yeah, that was a special situation.
That does not happen every time.
Ball, we kind of. She
Kidnapped?
says kidnapped.
Yeah.
It
What
wasn't
else will
really.
you? What else will you call it when somebody punches a wall and threatens you with bodily harm if they don't go with you?
That's just sort of how Jack says hello, to be
The
fair.
kidnapping expired, and then it turned into this weird kind of.
We made a
friendship.
deal.
Does
They
kidnapping
promised to help me
expire?
fight my long-lost sibling,
And
and
then
I
we
promised
did.
to help them save the city. And because they did fulfill their part of the bargain, I am now stuck here until they're done, and then I can sail away and never be seen again.
The kidnapping expired.
doesn't-
Okay.
Like me, I don't think.
I
And then Jax was
It's not
here.
true. You are all right.
That's so nice.
You helped me
There's
find Ace.
so many
that's
concerning
that's
things.
puts you in the good side of my book.
Who is Ace?
Oh, my sibling. Apparently a former pirate assassin that can shapeshift.
What?
Actually, wait, yeah, there was something I wanted to talk with you about that, Mom. So our what
Woman.
what would you guys say Vukan is to? Does the name Vukan sound familiar to you?
Yes, several times great grandfather?
Yes.
I would just
We
round it up to our ancestor.
ancestor.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. We talked to him
Right.
in his study, which is underneath the city. There are a lot of them. Saldai, you cannot tell Sabar about this one.
Also, we did not tell Harper about these. To be very clear.
Specifically, we cannot
Do
tell
not tell
Harper about
Harper.
these.
Also, don't
Um,
tell people called Kevin that either.
Who's called Kevin?
I don't know.
Who's
I just
Kevin?
want to be included.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well, I'm in the business of taking information from Sabah, not giving it to her.
Great.
Good.
There's a lot of places under the city that were his and
Are now siblings.
are ours as a family, I would assume. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
I do know that there are a variety of workshops, yes, but
Yes.
I don't know that any of them have been used in a variety of years.
Pretty
There
cool.
may be a
Where
map.
do you think we got these?
You do look like you need to change.
Actually, yeah.
Perhaps
leave you any information about them?
It has been many years since I was a part of that life, as I have told Sybil before.
No, you have not told Sybil about this. Maybe
I have
expand
told
upon
you
that,
that
Butler.
it was an early part of my life when you were last here before you ran away again.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, we kind of didn't intend to do that. I don't think. We were just out of existence.
I vividly
until that
remember
process.
standing in the living room, perhaps where you are, Sildai, and watching as my daughter saw my wife walk down the stairs, apologize to Milo, and run into that. Followed very
Sybil.
quickly by Milo, who was afraid for her,
Milo.
and then Orla trying to catch both of them. And I have not gone to work since for fear that they will come back out and need my assistance.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. I thought we were both caught in the little activation thing.
I'm very
Well,
glad
this
that
is
you all
awkward.
survived.
I would imagine that given that she has not simply walked home, she didn't find herself in one of the teleportation circles that is on the surface. Which gives us two options. It's one of the ones in Deep View, or it's in the Grove. If she's in the Grove, then she couldn't be anywhere safer. She just can't get out. We should
Which is,
probably go and check.
GM note, the Grove pushes people out, doesn't trap people inside.
Yeah, but there's also where the bear is.
Yes.
That is where the bear is.
Well, if she was the Grove, she may have found her way out, and it probably would have pushed her out. It's likely she's in one of the underground ones.
Well, we know
Much like
we can
Milo.
narrow it down further. We know she's not in the one that Milo was in.
That's
I
true,
can't-
there's
She
only one
also- She wasn't in the one that I came out of because I spent the night there and she didn't show up.
Well, I can't just leave Vera here alone, and certainly not Milo as he has changed too. I don't want to send you on this search. You've already done too much. There is a few friends that I had when I was younger that may have a map of where the workshops are supposed to be. If you would actually search for your mother.
That would be very useful, actually.
Try not to sound too excited.
I mean, yeah, we can.
I kind of feel like we probably have to, considering we're the ones who were here and activated it accidentally.
I mean, she's an adult. Anyway.
Oh, I'm saying not good things. I'm just going to just gonna
Do we
grab
have
a book.
time to listen? Of course I am worried for her, but if you said it yourself, if anybody's going to be fine just going into a random portal and being shoved out somewhere in the world, it's going to be her.
Yes, probably. Fine.
I mean, no, we'll
How can
look
I
for
help
her.
you then? You said you needed to find this other council member. Which one was it again?
Leona.
Leona? I believe Leona left their address with us the last time they attempted to hire us away from Harper. I don't think that they're still in town, though. Sildai, haven't most of them already left?
Yes, the meeting's in a few days at one of the country homes. I'm not sure which one. Sabah's packing if she hasn't already left.
We probably do need to be there for that meeting.
Ideally.
Unfortunately.
Do we have to?
I
We
think
kind of
so.
started this. I do feel like we do have to be there for that.
Sybil,
Mm.
is there more that you wish to discuss with your mother? Or with your siblings?
There's many things
Because
that I wish I could discuss with her, but
I think we should have that discussion, and then perhaps it is best to show Saldai rather than try to explain all of how these circles work.
That's fair.
And we can look for your other mother at the same time.
Sure.
so I'm going to say we can break there, and we will do a little bit of a time skip of whatever you are willing to discuss with your family while the others are sent to go make themselves some food and drink in the kitchen, because it is approximately breakfast time. And we will be back fairly shortly while everyone takes a bit of a break to stretch their legs, get some water, etc. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us thus far. Give it about 10-ish minutes, and we'll be back. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back to our lovely cast and guest, and we were talking about completely innocent things while on break. Nothing suspicious to see
I
here.
thought you were about to say it.
No, I was
Like,
not.
we waited until it goes away and you're like, We're talking about this.
No, I'm not gonna do that to myself. You kidding? I'm not that stupid. I mean, like, Brian
Oh, wow.
is
Your magic.
Brian is Brianing today, but he's not Brianing that hard. Okay. Okay.
So it's more like a. Go on.
Yes.
Nailed it. Nailed it. I love to see
Great
somebody
job.
bail out of a joke before they even say it.
It happens all the time in this house.
Incredible.
I do that so often.
Yes, you
Excellent.
do. Anyway, but yes, so we are back. I'm Evie, the Disaster Jam. Pronouns are she, they, or any, and this is my find if disastrous group for the day. Let's like cycle back around to who we are and stuff.
Or
We're doing it again? Okay.
If I ever end up editing this all for like podcast format, of course with the permission of all of the various guests that we've had, then that would be like a second, like half, in other words, a second episode for reintroduction. Normally it is not someone that is only going to be here for like one session, therefore we don't normally have to do re-intros. Yeah, there you go, because I just kind of have your guys as wrote, pre-record, yeah, never mind. So that's Alina, they, them, playing Kale, they, them, and Joel playing Ball, sometimes she, sometimes he, because they decided to fight back against reintroducing themselves. And Maggie, who plays Sybil, Maggie is a they, she, and Sybil is a she, her. And Lev, who is laughing too hard to reintroduce themselves. Lev is a they, them. Saldai is a they, she. They are various players in this Cypher game, and we are doing a great job.
Hey, everybody.
You are for sure,
back.
Abby.
We're back.
You can get easily confused.
There's a fucking mosquito in my house.
Get him.
I'm trying.
You guys.
Joel, if I, like, just say something out of the blue, you get confused instead of processing it.
But that's true. But also, you don't have to out me like that on stream.
Sorry. Joel processes things
There's a
perfectly
man
and with no delay.
This screen.
A buffalo?
I'm getting a nab with a buffalo.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
It's buffalo wings.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm not as cool. I just like buffalo.
Anyway.
Sorry.
So,
But yeah, so we are coming back after break, etc. Talks have been had with Sybil family. And breakfast and drinks and whatever 10-minute/hour if necessary rest.
Oh, we can take an hour.
We are still doing a donation for Congo for tomorrow. Check out the link in the description or the chat. Also, check out the little QR code that will take you directly to the Tiltify campaign. Anyway, so rolling back into session, you guys were discussing your way out of the building
Through the window.
through the wall.
Through the wall.
We had a bit of a time jump, right? We had time to, like,
Yeah.
Sybil caught up with her parents.
Mhm.
I served a lot of tea, and I caught Saldai up on the whole what happened since we last saw each other. Quick TLDR. Jax is maybe a godling. I'm a dragon. The cycle of magic has come and gone before. I witnessed it. This is just the birth of a new cycle of magic.
True.
Hey, I'm back. You know, Sybil, descendant of the Great Archmage. The magic's still tied to that. That's
Right.
really cool.
I'm a pirate.
That I
pirate.
told.
And a god was looking at you.
Oh yeah, I was also being stared at by a god. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you can
and
speak
the
to sea
gods
serpents.
are real. We've maybe met half of one. That's Jax. He's
Jax,
gone.
yes.
He's
Oh,
alive.
right. Yeah.
Anyway, so this is in Kale voice though, but like over a half hour, 45 minutes of just like every sentence blows your mind, and then the next one tops it.
Jax died and like came back to life.
Mm-hmm. He saw through time. The city has been destroyed and rebuilt, and you know, this is just a thing that happens sometimes. And
Yeah.
dragons are supposed to be the guardians of it and like help people out. So I don't know what I'm doing. But I think
There's an
that's it.
ancient wizard in a ball of light that speaks to people if you touch the ball.
And he's a
Yeah,
dick.
so Vukin's not really Vukin. It's just sort of like an impression of his soul that's tied to this object. But whatever, he's still a dick. Anyway,
Also,
so that's
while
sort of what
all
we've been up
soul
to lately.
his
Soul
soul does
dick.
have a dick. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I think while all of this is also
Which-
happening, you just hear Sybil and her mother like muffled from upstairs, like having a shouted argument for like 45 straight minutes.
Yeah.
And that's where she is.
and then the occasional shout from a young girl that you have not actually managed to meet, yet going, "You're not supposed to die!"
Saldai's eyes like twitching behind their glasses as they try to like contain all this. Yeah, right. Ah.
So you can see that while we're rather concerned about this information falling into Hopper's hands,
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
obviously we don't know what his motivations are for wanting
No.
to have all of these very dangerous magical items.
But
So
we
I
have
think it
some
would
of
be bad if he was to acquire a lot of them.
I agree.
I would also like to point out that the span of time that they are talking about, since you last saw them, and the little bit of time prior to them meeting you, that all of this has happened in a couple of weeks, maybe a month.
Yeah, that's kind of
And
That's kinda what I
Jackson came
thought.
Back to life. We all maybe died and came back to life, but it's unclear. And we saw through time. Anyway, a lot happened.
A lot
you
happened.
will need a nap more than I do.
Maybe that's where the god is
God, I
looking.
wish I
Maybe
could.
he's wondering why I died. Why am I still alive?
Truly, anything I can do to help, it's yours.
Do you have a boat that I can just get the fuck out of this forsaken city?
Huh.
Because
the
right
boat
now,
I don't have. I'm so sorry.
how about a ship?
The same thing, same answer.
It's not the same thing. There's a difference between a boat and a ship. How about
I've
a
not-
dinghy? I'll take a dinghy.
I'm of the underground sort of person.
Oh,
My experience with the ocean is very, 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 very limited. Almost entirely academic, one would say.
well, okay. Well, if you ever want to sail, you're welcome aboard my ship.
Thank you, you're the first one I'll call.
At this point, Pico wakes up and Kale kind of like gives him a little scratch. There's been a copper teapot on the table that I've been serving tea from. It uncoils and starts moving around. I'm like, oh yes, I need to introduce you to Pico. This is Pico. Pico's also a dragon.
Hi.
He's
How are
my
you?
guy.
Hi.
Another person. Hello.
Hi.
I don't think you remember Saldai, Pico. I don't think you were awake when they
I
were
don't
around.
think we got to meet, no.
I was not awake. No.
Lovely your acquaintance. Your friends are incredible.
Makes really good tea.
I do.
I've tasted it, it's delicious.
I think
Is Saldai actually just kind of rocking?
Saldai is like rocking just a little bit.
Yeah,
as,
comfort
like,
rocking,
a
yeah.
Comfort rock, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you,
I think
would you-
that is a door slam and Sybil just walking down the stairs, being like, "Okay, well that's done."
That go well,
where did
Sybil?
we end up? Right now, I don't know where we are.
Oh, we're at Sybil's house.
My house.
What?
do you want alcohol?
What time is it?
According to your mom, probably like 6.
Yeah, 6 or
I think
7ish.
dawn is happening soon. Now that the sun is rising.
No. No, thank you.
Okay.
I can make it look like something else if you need a.
Oh, then fucking
Oh,
yes,
what?
absolutely.
I never asked that. What is your thing? I noticed, the roots.
Oh yes, the roots have grown. I'm tired of trying to hide them, honestly, and I really only see Sabar, and she doesn't give that much of a fuck about it. So I just, sneaking around, trying to keep them from destroying my home, and trying to keep Harper in check as much as I can. Really,
Oh.
that's all I've got.
Oh, I think Kale meant your magic.
Oh, my magic, yes. Lots of protective, because I'm not very strong. Lots of keeping my own secrets by erasing memories. Honestly, Sybil, I considered erasing your mother's memory, because she heard all of that. I won't do it, mostly because my ability has passed that point, so she just knows it. But if that ever happens again and you need me to, do a thing, an option.
I will keep that in mind. That is actually very useful.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
I'm very much a protective kind of a person, not so much of a fighting kind of a person. I can keep us safe. I can't do much outside of that.
I imagine you don't
Me
need to
too.
with Sabar around.
No, she's quite powerful.
Exceptionally powerful.
Yes.
I need to meet this Sabah at some point.
You really don't, actually.
I think the two of you would have problems.
Why?
I don't think so. I think they would be very short-lived, if anything.
I think that would be the problem, is how short-lived they would be.
I mean, problem.
I don't agree. I'm very charming when I want to be, which is mostly never, but I
Yes,
could be.
I was gonna say.
Belle does keep offering people alcohol.
Oh, I will take it if you can make it into something else.
I'll just spike your tea.
Great. Yeah.
They can.
Wrinkles their nose a little, but they allow it.
Whiskey
we'll
tea.
just-
It
Just
also
absolutely
looks
like-
like we've got an asset for Maggie from chat.
Oh yeah.
Wow, incredible.
For those of you watching after the fact, if you watch live on Twitch, we do have a function where you can redeem channel points, if you're following, to give assets and natural 20s to the various players that you see on screen.
And complications.
You can
You can make things
also
worse.
pay for a complication
Why do
to
you
make
remind
things
them of
more
Funny.
interesting. The GM does decide on the complications so that we don't have the chat potentially attempting to kill our players.
Important.
Yes, but yeah. So just
I
as a
feel like that's
reminder,
good,
if
because
you've
someone
if
who
you've
just
got
goes along their own
if you
rules.
got the points, then you can do the things. I do believe that it is on a timer though, so asset to Maggie currently. They do not expire, so if anyone still has assets or naturals from previous games, just keep a track on your sheet and stuff. Let's. So yeah, you guys were summarizing.
Are you all right to leave now, Sybil? Or would you like more time to?
No, I'm okay. It's fine.
Okay.
They-
Well,
they're not
Saldai,
but it'll be fine.
we're going to use these teleportation circles, and I think I mentioned that the artifact that you are looking for likely became that circle.
Right.
There's a network of them all over the city, and I need you to swear that we will not let Sabar know about this, but I am
No.
happy to take you through them.
This will be our secret. I will find a way to explain the lack of it to her. I'll
Good.
figure something out. She doesn't question me too deeply.
As near as I can tell, this is a blending of technologies that the mages of old were able to craft using magical roots stolen from my people, from the dragons.
Mm.
That's why many of these arrays look like they're made out of wood or have roots growing out of them. As a result, the magic seems a little unstable, so you do need to concentrate on where it is you want to go, and
Right.
be warned that you may come out of the circle at very high velocity.
You made
So,
her
be
vomit.
warned.
There's
Good.
all over the place.
Spewing important information.
Yeah.
All right. Can I say that
Really want- Go ahead.
Can I say that Saldai has like a kind of code that they have their own notes in that no one else kind of
Sure.
know?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, then I'm absolutely taking notes in code for myself.
Yeah.
In a separate notebook that Sabar never sees.
Prior to going up to have the discussion, since trust has been indicated and the family argument had not yet been had, Ada would have also allowed you guys to basically scavenge notes as you see fit from the office that used to contain all of the artifacts, which I believe were 20 or more that they
Yeah.
promptly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, I will be looking for any notes on the ancient languages of the area, if there are any, because I
Okay.
know one of the mothers speaks it, or
Yeah.
at least understands.
Ada.
So I'm gonna try to steal her notes. Well,
Okay.
borrow her
No.
notes. on the language,
So
I
you would
can try
also
to
be
learn
able
it.
to get whatever notes you might want to use as your peace offering to Sabar about not actually getting the artifacts that she sent you after.
Yeah, I'm heavily redacting them for my like report to her.
Yeah.
So that it's not too much of a problem when I get there, but also not putting our interests in danger.
Yeah. 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 But yeah, so you guys are gonna head through, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sybil, where should we go? Do we want to go
So,
to Vulcan's or should we go to the Grove?
uh, well, if it's entirely based around just like holding a thought in your head, I figure we can either try and go after the artifacts, or I mean, we could try and find my mom. We don't have to. She's very capable, and yup.
So should we
You want to
concentrate on
find your
going?
mother.
Do I want to find her?
Yes.
No. Do I want her to be found? Yes. She's gonna have some words for me. And would prefer not to have them, if I'm being honest.
Understood. Well, I'll follow where you lead. This is the first time I've been through these, so
Right.
It also does work if you concentrate on a person. So if you, Saldai, simply say, "Take me wherever Kale is," that might bring you out where I have appeared.
Hopefully.
there's a margin for error, I'm assuming.
It's
I
a pretty
would
big
assume.
margin.
All right.
Well, do you remember where you lost the artifacts? You may be the best one to lead us all in, and then we'll try to go where you are.
I was here when I lost the artifacts.
But you know what they look like, right?
It's like a bag, like that big. Oh, it's
It's a
sorry,
bag.
a blanket.
It was a blanket. It was my
was
favorite
wrapped.
blanket.
We could try to go wherever that is.
Oh, is that where we're going?
We can.
Okay.
I think a
Okay.
week ago I would have said that this is far too dangerous, but at this point, it can't be much worse than anything we've already done.
You
That's
sure
true,
you want to
and-
go find your mother?
Somehow I feel like they're probably roughly in the same place. My mother has a way of finding these things.
It's you. The
And
artifacts
let-
aren't going to just up and walk into a dangerous plant that will eat her. Is the thing.
No, but you don't know my mom like I do. She'll be fine. I have absolutely no doubt that my mother will be fine, as long as... No, actually, she'll just be fine.
Sybil, maybe you're the best one to lead us. These artifacts were in your mother's study, yes? You may have seen them before.
Yeah,
I touched all of them.
I can.
Concentrate on one of them and try to find it. We will try to find you.
Okay. Yeah. I think Sybil actually, so like if we're all getting up and going over to this portal, I think what Sybil is thinking about as she steps through is the blanket specifically, because that's the thing that she has more of a emotional connection to, because it's at her house, or was.
Okay. So the goal is to go after the artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which the last time we saw, they were bundled up in that blanket.
Yes, they
And
were.
if your mom's there, we'll find her too.
No.
Yep.
So everyone is going through with the intent of going after the artifacts.
I'll go last.
Yeah, I was
'cause
about to say, what
wanna-
order are we going through with?
Yeah. Bal's gonna
First.
wait for everybody to go, so.
Sybil, Kale, Saldai, Val?
Yeah. And is anyone like attempting to make contact with each other as you're going through, or are you just like stepping through separately?
Oh, we should all hold hands.
We should all hold hands.
We should.
Buddy system?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I
Not quite. I'm gonna wait a bit before jumping into because I want to do something first.
Okay.
so it's
So
Sybil,
the three of
Kale,
us hold hands.
Soldai holding hands.
Whoever's last gets the tentacle and it just slips from their grasp.
Oh, all right. I've never held a tentacle, but okay, that's squishy. Oh,
So gross. And I don't
Okay.
even mean
It's
about
not
it, but, like,
gross
it's
at
just-
all.
ugh.
So
It's a
I
perfect example of
would
what is the
like
body.
an intellect roll from
There's
each
some
of
effort on
you.
this, baby.
Yes. Effort as a thing for you, Seldai, since you have not had to use effort before. You can apply effort, I believe, as a tier 2 character. You probably have 2 levels of effort available to you. The first level of effort costs 3 points. The second
Okay.
level of effort costs 2 points. So you can apply up to 5 quote unquote points to ease something by 2. So this being a difficulty 6 would ease it down to a difficulty 4, which is 12 or better. If you have an edge or more in intellect for this case, then that reduces your cost.
okay. So my edge is 2,
Mm-hmm.
so the cost would go down
To 4. No,
to 4,
no, to 3. Sorry.
3.
Yeah, 'cause it's 5 and then -2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're spending
these-
2 points for 2 levels of effort, essentially.
Okay. And where? So it's coming off of my 15 intellect. So now my 15 would be a 12.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. Let me write that down.
Mhm.
And that'll come into play when like points for abilities.
Yeah. So, like, if you have a 1 or 2 point ability, you can cast that for free because you've got edge.
Aha.
But if it's, say, a 5 point ability, you're still spending points, just not as many. Edge is like the most powerful thing to have as a character in Cypher
Incredible.
because it just makes things free.
Amazing. Okay, this is very. I'm starting to understand better.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to get a 12 or higher.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Sorry. Thank you everyone for your patience.
That is all right. It also helps to remind the players that have been here and don't always remember.
I remember still.
Huh. So what are the roles for everyone thus far, and are you using your free asset from chat, Maggie?
I probably should. So yes.
Okay. And are you using any levels of effort?
No, because I got a 15.
Okay.
I previously had spent 2 levels of effort on it,
Uh-huh.
so that brings it down by 2 steps, and I rolled a 14, so I think I
Okay.
am well in the clear.
So you're fine?
I
And
also rolled a 14.
14. Okay, so all of you manage to navigate to the correct location. 15, 14, 14 means that the one that comes out with the most control is going to be Sybil, though none of you have, like, drastically rolled low, and therefore you are coming through at a normal, like, walk/jog, as opposed to, like, quite literally tumbling through like you have just been, like, cartoon smacked through something. And then we've got an asset for Joel. Awesome. Yeah, so Emilius Revenge loves to give out those assets to help the players. Like, has come in clutch in many times. Many times.
Oh yeah.
But yes, so, Sybil, you do go through first. You also rolled highest, and you are concentrating on the blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by Kale, who was holding your hand, Seldai, who was also holding Kale's hand. That does also assist with your balance going through and getting through to the correct location. Prior to us determining what happens when you guys come out, well, what were you doing that caused you to go, nope?
I'm gonna go look for Sybil's mom.
Uh-huh.
and then just gonna I'm just gonna look for her.
Okay. Well, she is upstairs and trying to get Vera to just kind of settle off, to like kind of dress in the day's clothing, potentially not lock herself up in her room all day again, and like has also instructed Milo to start packing. So like in the hallway between the two doors, essentially.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes. Belle, was it?
Yes. Hello. I just wanted to give you my word, not just as not that it has a lot of value, but I give you my word that we'll make sure that Sybil is safe wherever it is we end up. I know that doesn't mean much, but just know that she's not alone and that she's got people watching her back.
Thank you. As I will have already told her, I am going to leave messages here for when Orla is eventually able to return, and I'm getting her brother and sister away from the city. After everything, it's safe for them to not be here. We're going to go to one of the places that we've done a study outside of the city before. So we'll know where it is.
I'm going to take off my hat and hold it to my chest, and I'll just give her a little curtsy and head out.
Take care of yourself, too.
Always do. And then I'll head through the portal.
Make your
try
roll.
to meet up with the others. That's 3.
You see what happens?
No.
You see?
So, even putting in effort and using an asset would not reduce your necessary.
Oh, I could have technically put in a level of 2 effort. 2 level of effort.
Yeah, 2 levels of effort. And an asset would reduce it to a 3, not to a 1.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So, you can either attempt to re-roll by using a Cypher.
No, I already used my Cypher for today.
Then, yeah, you're...
Oh, no, it's a new day.
It is a new day.
Oh, so I do have a Cypher.
Okay.
But I only have the 1 Cypher.
You do only have the 1 Cypher.
Fuck it. We ball. We're going with the 3.
You also have an artifact.
I do? Question mark?
You
Yes?
exchanged your ability to have more than 1 Cypher per day for the ability to carry more than 1 artifact.
I'm aware. I don't know how my artifacts would apply.
Well, one of them is the gravity rattle. The other one is the
ball of holding.
amplifier.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean my... Okay. I didn't know I could. Okay.
Would you like to attempt to use that? Or do you want to see what the failed roll gets you?
Oh, why do you have to phrase it that way? Of course I want to find out what the failed roll gets me.
You teleport to the moon.
Incredible. Ball just dies the bottom of the sea.
Okay.
I can't die at the bottom of the sea.
You'd be fine,
literally,
actually.
That is like the one place I'm from.
Yeah, you, like... you are so
That's the
fine
one
with
place
water.
to actually be fine.
Yeah, you're so fine with water. But yeah, so if you are going to take the failed roll, then we will resolve what's going on with the other characters first.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
I love the fear on Lev's face. Like, what? I know that GM tone.
It's not I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
So, coming out through the teleportation array. There is that same kind of twisting, spinning sensation of going between space that at least two of you have experienced before. Lev, for Saldai, it's not so much like severe motion sickness, but you can see how if you were not prepared, it might have been bad motion sickness. But coming out first will be Sybil. At just kind of like a casual trot, and you almost tug to bring Kale and then Saldai out with you as well. And it is nowhere that you expected to land. You don't actually see a teleportation array, because every time you've traveled through one before, you have come back out in a teleportation array. You are in the middle of a forest
Oh.
of some kind. The trees look vaguely familiar. And you hear something walking in the distance, but kind of tangled in a bush, maybe 10-15 feet away, is a good, like, torn portion of your favorite blanket.
God damn it. Come on, ball.
We'll make sure that everyone's okay and out of the portal. And then weirdly, they will walk up to a tree and put a hand on it. Does this feel like the grove? Can I commune with a tree?
It does feel like the grove.
Okay. I think we're in the grove, but we're not by my teleportation circle.
Can there be multiple? Or I don't see any of those lines or anything.
The trees look much older than the ones in the grove that you created.
I look at the tree for a minute, I close my eyes, and then I open them like really wide, really quickly, and I say, correction, we are in a grove, not my grove necessarily. I don't know where we are.
There's more than one?
There's one more that I know of, and it's the grove, the Great Grove. I think it was the one that was depicted on Vukan's map. This is the area where all of the dragons come from.
Are we outside of the city? How far did we go?
I don't know.
Sybil, has she noticed that there's the blanket up there in the bushes?
Probably?
Yeah.
You were
We'll
concentrating
say.
and searching for that blanket.
She's like, I don't understand why we would end up here, though, and then spots the blanket and is like, oh, fuck. Yeah, that makes sense.
Excuse my ignorance, but the groves are special, yes?
They're
The
very
portals to
special.
magic?
They're very special.
Be careful
Okay.
how you step. Here, everyone except for Kale. Be very careful how you step here.
Understood.
In fact, try not to move right now.
Sybil is...
Or the grove that these are my friends? Is there some way to do that?
Not from here.
Great.
Maybe it's best if we remain holding hands.
Sure.
Sybil's like got one foot raised and is like trying to walk towards the blanket and is like, okay, I guess.
I'll grab Saldai and then like scooch over to Sybil.
Okay,
Your
this
hands with each of them.
feels silly, but are you sure that's necessary?
The grove is going to try and keep outsiders out, but it will let dragons in. So
So
it
for
wants me
attached to
here,
the
and it
dragon.
doesn't want you here.
Okay,
This is the best way I can think of telling it that you're with me, is literally to be touching you. I suppose I could mark you with my blood.
no, this is fine actually.
Hand holding's all right.
Yeah, that's okay. This is what we wrapped the artifacts in.
I would also like to offer Seldai an intrusion. So intrusions in Cypher allow you to, or allow the GM or player, if the player tries to pay for an intrusion, to alter or affect the story. It creates a complication or a change in some fashion that pushes you in a particular direction. It can be something as simple as you trip and fall in front of someone that you are trying to impress, or you don't roll a natural 20, you just roll a natural or a regular success. Things like that. Usually I incorporate them as ways to push the story and alter your perception of the story. You can choose to refuse them. If you accept, then you get experience points that you can spend on things, and you are able to also gift an experience point to another player.
Cool.
So would you like to hear the intrusion prior to accepting, or are you like the others that are just like intrusion? Because they're a little XP greedy.
We're way too okay with it.
No, I like consequences. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh no,
Okay.
the
Yeah,
consequences of my
I'm okay with
actions.
being hit.
Look, I love Val, but if there is an opportunity to make her life even just slightly more miserable, I will take it.
Yeah.
you do that every
Yep.
time. So the slight motion sickness / nausea hasn't gone away. And the roots on your body begin to glow.
oh, good.
You are reacting to the grove around you. And you have a split second to attempt to control it before you promptly bamf the group, even without having to step forward or move.
Cool.
I think they, like, with their free hand are kind of like touching all of the roots as they're like shifting on their body. This is abnormal at a very strange time.
Are you okay?
I'm not sure if I'm sick or if I'm reacting to where we are or both. This is... I don't know if I like this.
Oh, I haven't seen one of those in a while. And then all of you get spun into another teleportation.
Jesus Christ.
You like teleportation being.
Love teleportations today.
Yeah. So, for those of you who are not fully aware, Seldai is an adept who focuses mind over matter, which has to do with telekinesis, which ties back to teleportation in some fashion, depending on who you're talking to. And so, with that intrusion, Seldai is inherently connected to the way that groves work and the root structure there. It just fit too perfectly with the roots and tree branch stuff that you incorporated initially that I had to. But yes, you do get an experience point to give away to another player. Experience points can be used for things like rerolls or advancements if you get enough of them, things like that. So you've got an experience point on hand as well as one that you can give out to another player.
Do I have to just tell you now who it is?
You can tell me after the game if you want, or you can say now. Usually they're just like, this person, because they're
I
just
feel
randomly
like
giving out.
because Kale has like has known like the dragon stuff and the teleportation stuff. I think it goes to Kale as just like Saldai looks to them like, I don't know what's happening.
I just shake my head and you just see like fear in Kale's eyes. We're like, I don't know. Hold tight.
All right.
So just as Bal, you come spinning out in high velocity, tumbling like you were cartoon shot from a cannon from the teleportation array, trying to follow them, like thinking of your connection to the other members of the group, you see them all holding hands and disappearing without even having to move. In a giant flash of light. And as you stand up, I would like you to make an intellect defense roll because you are an unintroduced visitor in one of the biggest dragon groves in the entire setting.
Oh, no. Thrown into the sun.
Okay, I have a free level of effort and I have chat asset that I'm gonna use. I rolled an 11.
Okay. So, did you put in 2 levels of effort, one or just the one?
Now,
or no, just question. I'm just questioning. Like, are you putting how many levels of effort are you putting in? And you're using the asset. So, how much is it eased? So it's eased by 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I remember the 12 is the passing grade of that and not 11.
Of an established and controlled teleportation array.
No, I'm not saying that I knew that. I'm saying that 11, if I knocked it down to 12, I would hate myself for not adding that extra level of effort. So
I'm free.
yeah.
It is not a controlled teleportation array, so the
No,
difficulty was 8. So you knocked it down to a difficulty 15.
Okay.
Sorry.
Godspeed, soldier.
Yeah, so like 15 or better. So difficulty 5, 15 or better. You rolled an 11.
And 11 doesn't clear that.
Nope. So you like feel yourself almost slip. You don't even see a teleportation array underneath you, and then much like when you were initially trying to walk through the grove and just like the appearance of your surroundings would change as you stepped forward from one to another, you're suddenly in a different location.
Oh no.
3 of you have appeared on the other side of what appears to be some sort of fight between strange constructs in a large study of some kind.
All right.
Oh.
It is
Do
not
they
the
look
one
like
that
the constructs we
they look like
saw
the same
before?
constructs that you've faced before, but it is not the room that you were in before. This is an entirely different study.
I just start squeezing Sybil's hand. I'm like, Sybil, tell them who you are.
I don't know who they are. Why would...
They're fighting
I think
each
we have
other. There is
weapons.
some sort of glitch or error happening.
Oh no. Who can build them? They might listen to you.
There are like paneled walls in a room itself is sort of circular, but instead of being a perfect curve, it's like maybe 4 to 5 foot panels, and each of them are glowing with like writing of some kind that has etched itself onto the walls. And there are sections underneath that look like they are where those small constructs would have emerged from. But you are like on one side from this group of smallish fighting constructs that are all fighting each other. They don't seem to have noticed you to start out with.
I'm gonna see if I can get them to stop. You two, try and head for the door, I guess. I don't think they've seen us.
What door?
I don't know. Is there a door? Sybil also is just like, I don't know, go for a door.
In the door.
What do you mean there's no door? There has to be a door.
I think
Not
we came
necessarily.
through the...
Also, there might be a hidden door, like before with the panels.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna try and get them to stop. And if they try to kill me, please help. Okay.
Why don't we all
And
just hold on to each other's hands still? We'll just
I
switch over
will.
there with you.
Okay. I just don't want you guys to be the. Okay, yeah. Okay, come on, let's go,
Come on.
guys. Kindergartners on a rope.
So, are you stealthing, or are you attempting to interact with, or speak to, rather, the constructs?
I think speak to. That's why I wanted to give you guys the option of not
Yeah.
being close to me.
No, that's fine. I'm heading with you.
All
Saldai
right.
can come or go.
I don't know anything else but you two. I'm staying with you.
Saldai's not called Saldai for no reason.
Jeez!
You're gonna be right there behind them.
Oh god. It would be so bad for you guys if you let Saul die. It would be so bad.
Saldai dies.
Saldai died.
Yeah.
Sybil, I guess, just like pops up and just goes, "Hi, hello."
Tell them you're related to Archmage.
Right, yeah. I'm related to Vukin, by the way. Does that do anything? Sybil's got her eyes just shut.
Intellect roll based off of interaction.
Make this one, please.
It is a difficulty 5.
That is a natural 20.
Yeah.
Fucking major effect.
Yes.
Holy
We love you.
shit.
Love you.
Coming in clutch. Coming in clutch. So good. So good. Oh my fucking god. In Cypher, if you roll a 19, it is a minor effect. If you roll a natural 20, that is a major effect. This can include, like, stunning a foe in battle. It can also include, like, doing something in excess or extreme of what you are attempting, if it is, say, a skill roll or an interaction roll. So as you begin speaking, the constructs that are quite literally just beating the shit out of each other, like, somewhat damaged and broken, like, turn, like, creepy homunculus robots to stare at you with their unseeing faces. And there's a moment where they might step forward to react to you in an aggressive fashion. But they freeze in place at the Vukin. At the mention of Vukin, they freeze in place. And you see above all of them what, like, just hanging from the ceiling, what might be another one of those glowing orbs that indicates a presence of Vukin here. Finally. You're much more charming to the inanimate than I expected. Welcome back. How did you even find this one? And this is heard in all 3 of your heads.
What the hell?
Oh, that's Archmage because he talks in your head. He's kind of an asshole.
So you guys heard it too? That's normal?
I don't know.
Did they stop?
Oh, we have to touch the orb. This time it's just in our heads.
Well, they are reacting quite aggressively due to interruption of Aqueduct 5 being trapped. Some sort of new building, it looks like. It's interrupting the arrays.
Vukin, where are we right now?
You are in study 7.
Is he
Which is? Under the city? Somewhere else?
Just outside of the city. And I'm getting frozen screens. There we go.
I'm sorry I took us here. I know this isn't where we wanted to be. I don't know how I did this. This is your ancestor, Sybil.
Yeah.
Who is joining you? I don't see the little godling with you today.
No. So this is Saldai. Saldai, this is my ancestor Vukin. Normally you have to like touch something. I'm not quite sure why we can just kind of hear him today. This is kind of new. Also, he doesn't typically have the stutter, so I'm not sure what's happening.
You are
He said there was
inside
an
of
interruption, right?
one of my spell arrays.
Yes, yours. That makes more sense.
Well, he mentioned an interruption because of an aqueduct or something.
He did.
Maybe that's why it's skipping.
I wasn't under the impression that the last impression that I thought that they were
the portion
self-contained.
that is directly connected to the rest of the arrays throughout the city.
You're
Aqueduct.
powering the arrays?
Connected to all of them. Mark they're on the wall. Just please connect that line. And you see on one of the walls there are several markings that are glowing a little bit brighter.
You want us to connect the lines?
The lines. Your presence is making this more difficult.
How do we connect the lines?
Connect the lines.
What? Okay, so what is this thing on the wall?
So each of the panels along the wall above where there are various openings for the constructs to enter and exit through. There are glowing lines and magical symbols. The area that you noticed that is glowing a little bit more brightly does seem to have an interruption or break between them. You don't necessarily know how to connect the lines, but whatever interruption of the arrays that are throughout the entire city, as he has implied that the entire city has some sort of connected spell arrays for something. It also is being interrupted by you being in here, quite literally your presence interrupting the magic.
Ooh.
Can I offer a solution, maybe?
If you have anything, please. Would love to hear it.
Well, I'm the reason we're here, that we jumped, I suppose. And maybe can I pick a little bit of bark off of the root that is growing and try to place it between the openings?
Like part of the circuit.
Like close the circuit, basically. Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you give
That
it a
insane
shot.
thing to
I'll let you give it a shot. It is a intellectual magical thing, yeah. So an advice from a friend would make it easier. So this is going to be again an intellect based roll to complete a magical ritual circle. So do you have any magic training? Do you have any other skills that might reduce that? Anything that you can even think of?
I've got I've got a resonance field, which is the only thing I can think of, which is just like a protective thing. That's kind of the closest that I was thinking of, like having.
It does form arrays.
Yeah.
I'll give you a second ease for that.
Can I make it easier on them with my magic training?
Yes, you can. You can also
Great.
assist. Because the assistance that's coming from Kale is not technically assistance, it is a class ability. So that is eased by 1 for assistance from a party member, eased by 1 for your ability, giving you some general idea of how arrays work, and advice from a friend, which is a feature of one of Kale's classes / focuses.
By 3.
So that eases it by 3, dropping
Wow.
it
Also put effort
down
on it.
to a 4.
All right. So
12 or better.
12 or higher.
Mm-hmm.
You can also spend effort on it if you wanted to.
Oh yes.
Mhm.
I'll spend. So if I spend 1 effort on it,
Mm-hmm.
it takes it down by 2.
It takes it down to a 3.
Okay.
And then 3 times 3. It's 9.
Is 9. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
So then
Oh,
that'll cost 2 or 3. I'm so sorry.
You have 2 levels of edge, so that makes your effort less by 2, so it costs you 1 point.
Great. So down to 11.
Mhm.
All right. Let's see how this goes. I have to get new dice.
Oh no!
What did you
Incredible.
roll? What did you roll?
I rolled my 3rd natural 1 of the game.
Wow!
What the fuck?
I love that for you!
Wow. Oh,
You're all
God.
going in timeout. Thank you so much.
Good
Hello,
job,
here's
good
your little
job,
blessing
yeah.
box.
Um,
You're
Now you see
absolutely
why our lives
right.
have become so complicated.
So yeah, you press it in, attempting to try and complete the circuit, and you are trying to make it work, and you're trying to understand how your own powers work, and you're impressing your will upon magic in some fashion. I would like a speed roll from both Kale and Sybil to react
Is it the
as
or speed?
it is just a speed roll to react and try to catch hold of Seldai as Seldai once again bamfs the fuck out.
12.
12?
Your failures are contagious.
Did you just roll a natural 1? Did you just roll a natural 1?
Yeah.
Oh, Harold, I'm so sorry.
So you're just like, okay, and I think that the spell, the way that the array works, you're just like in the middle of like analyzing how they work, and you turn around to point at another one as Kale reaches forward and tries to grab the back of Seldai's shirt to be like, oh shit, they're starting to, because you can feel it, you're a dragon, that it's about to happen. And Seldai disappears, leaving both of you behind. And that is where we will end today's session.
Jesus Christ.
I don't even know what happened to Ball.
Balls
No
in
idea what
hell.
happened to
They're all
Bal.
gone.
Yeah.
No more friends.
I like that none of you realized that I was gone. The fucking
Yes.
there was no mention of where's Val, or I'm not holding Val's tentacle anymore.
Kale was concerned because they're like, well, now that we're here, I don't know where Ball is, so we'll have to.
Yeah, I
find her.
figured
She's
you were
gone.
with the other place.
It was Saldai holding on to your hand. Sybil has not looked behind her one singular time.
Sounds
Eyes
like
on
Sybil.
the horizon, baby.
Sounds like Sybil, yeah. Sounds like
Absolutely.
Sybil. But that was fucking fantastic. And a very fortunately timed natural one, since it is 3 hours into our stream.
Good timing.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Sorry.
Hey, no, it's great. We love having you here. But yeah, so the look of just discomfort. But yes,
I'm here
so
to cause problems and then bamf away. Goodbye.
Love it. Love
Yeah.
that you're here. Perfect.
Incredible.
So yeah, I will, for your own sense of awareness on your character, send you a message of where Seldai ended up.
Incredible.
they
Amazing.
have this kind of history, and I do not do this to them on purpose, but they have this history of losing people to teleportation.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry to add to the trauma gang.
Because
Incredible.
first
Love
it was Kinder,
Yeah.
then it
Yeah.
was Jax, and now it is Seldai, and they have teleported away from each other a couple of times, including times that they thought that they died in the process of the teleportation.
Whew.
You've also lost Ball.
Yep.
Oh god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
We should stop teleporting, I
job,
think,
everybody.
actually.
Teleportation is dangerous, man.
Maybe
Teleportation
just
is
stop
dangerous.
doing that.
think
I
it's
do also love that Bal was like, oh no, Sybil's gonna be safe. Immediately does not end up in the same
She'll be
fucking-
safe if I can find her.
If she's somewhere findable.
Yup. But yeah,
Cannot wait for the next
Amazing.
session where Bal fights
Amazing.
a forest.
you don't know where
That's
you
a
are.
great place to be lost alone without a dragon.
Yeah. Hey, so someone decided to walk away from the rest of the group.
Love it.
That is true.
Self-split the party.
Yeah.
For it.
Yeah. But yeah, so you
I'm gonna
guys.
play out my character, how my character is.
Hey, I am not
And
arguing.
my character
It creates
is
some.
stupid.
It
very
creates some
sweet of you to go do that, though.
interesting. It was
love
very
it.
sweet.
It was very sweet, though.
But yeah, so like it creates some lovely and interesting scenarios that I get to throw at you guys. But yeah, you guys did absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for such a wonderful game. Thank you, Lev, for joining us. It was so
Thank you for
exciting.
having me
Yeah,
back.
we loved
It
having
was so
somebody.
fun.
Yeah. Whew, okay. But so let's go around again. I'm sure that there are a couple of things that some of you can talk about. Let's go in reverse order from last time starting with Maggie.
That's me. Hello. I'm Maggie. I've been Sybil. You can find me on the internet at Maggie Hun or _ Maggie Hun, depending on how fast I was at getting a specific name on various social media platforms. Mostly here every other weekend. I think next month I'm gonna be playing in a little short mini-series on Fuzka's channel, which is gonna be fun.
Ooh, exciting.
I don't remember what nights those are. I think it's gonna be Wednesday, so watch Fuzka's channel.
Yeah, Fuzka is fucking awesome. I've guested over there a couple of times. And I think she might still be lurking in chat. She's got some sort of stream. We're gonna probably raid into her. But yeah,
That's fair. That's all.
very cool, very cool. Exciting to see you in some more stuff, so I'll be looking forward to that. We will also throw up announcements in our Discord. Join our Discord if you have not yet done so, where you can chat with the cast and GM about our various projects. Next, Joel.
Hello. I am Joel. You can find me on the internet. Actually, you can't. I don't. I recently quit social media.
Oh, that's fair.
For the majority of it. You can find me watching TikToks. And sometimes on the Discord for AA. I'm staff here
Yeah.
at Ultra Deck Archives, by the way. Hello. It's me. I did this. Well, I didn't. Evie did, and I just kind of hopped on the bandwagon. Which is a very comfortable wagon. I'm just gonna stop. If you want to support me, you can find me wherever I am at Joel Wrights, JOWOL Wrights. I actually, I'm going to be posting chapter 15 of The Lake of Crimson Tears, which is a book I've been writing. I've been posting. It's supposed to be weekly, but I am unable to actually write on a weekly basis because I, one, get distracted, and two, have a lot of things going on. But there are 15 chapters of the story that I've been working on. It is about a small town and a federal a strange, mysterious federal agent that is sent there to investigate why overnight the entire water of a lake is now blood. And it's so good. I is the kind of story that I would read the fuck out of if I wasn't writing it. So it's on AO3 if you want to read it. I have a link somewhere, and I also post on the Discord when I update, which should be either today or tomorrow, because I am halfway through the chapter 15. And then also I am here in AA. I'm playing a character in our Friday game, in our every other Friday game. The game is called Once Upon a Reflection, and I am playing a Senor Fluffington, which is a Chihuahua turned werewolf, and it is the best fucking thing. That table is. I love both tables that I'm on. These 6 tables are fucking amazing. But that one, all the characters are so crazy. It's a wild time, and we've only done a singular session, so I am so excited to play more. And I think that's all of me.
Very good, very good, very cool. All fun things. Alina, our wonderful artist.
Hey everybody, I'm Alina Pete, they, them. I've been playing Kale, who's also they, them, and very confused about everything right now. But if you want to see me play other characters, this Thursday, the 22nd, I will be playing on twitch.tv/WhereGeekComics. We'll be playing Trash Heroes, our 5e comedy stream where we are D&D heroes who climbed straight out of the trash heap. It's a lot of fun. I'm playing Ugna. She's an orc wrestler. We just got big plot dumped on us, so we're going to see where that goes. And you can check me out on Friday, also on Once Upon a Reflection, our fairy game, where I will be playing just the absolute opposite of Kale. Just a hot mess of a elf? Rock star? Yeah, they're fun. Come check them out.
We love rock stars that have no desire to do anything that they are told to do.
I will bring the chaos, and I don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Or at least my character doesn't want to be there, which I love.
Yeah. And then last but certainly not least, our esteemed guest. Thank you so much again for being here. We love Seldai and having you on with us.
Oh, I love being here. I've been Lev, and I'll probably continue being Lev. I use they, them pronouns. I've been playing Saldai, who uses they, she. Alina, I never got to thank you for the very cool art you made of them.
You're
I
welcome.
love it so much. It's so perfect.
Cool.
Yeah, you can usually find me over at Mayday Roleplay, where we play a bunch of different games. Right now, our current game is Vampire the Masquerade, run by our GM Caleb. I play Mal, a kind of nihilistic La Sombra who doesn't want to be here but absolutely has to be here. And also we're getting ready to finish our 3rd season of our Delta Green game, Doomed to Repeat, which is only in podcast form. It is beautifully highly edited by the incredible Eli Hauschel. It's so good. We just finished recording the last season of it, and it's gonna happen. Y'all are in for a treat of big goonish proportions. Other than that, I'm a voice actor. I'm in various video games and podcasts. If you want to hear me in Oxenfree 2, I'm in that. If you want to hear me in The Love Talker, I'm also in that. It's a Appalachian horror podcast, narrative story. It's very interesting. It's a little bit fucked up. So again, check those trigger warnings just for your sanity and your safety. But it's also very good and a really interesting story. And it's nominated for a Minnesota Web Award, which I think is very cool for best horror, I think. or maybe it's sci-fi. It's either horror or sci-fi, and I can't remember which. I'm pretty sure it's horror though. Anyway, that's me. Thank you so much for having me. I always have a blast playing with you guys. You're all so incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's so great having you. Thank you again. And congratulations again on that nominations. That is so fucking cool. That is so fucking cool. But yeah, so that's been Empyrean Rising episode 38. We're 38 episodes in, guys. But yeah, geez, holy fuck. But I am Evie, the Disaster GM, pronouncer she, they, or any director of Alter Deco Archives and GM for this fine disastrous group. You can find me here every other Sunday on Empyrean Rising and every other Friday for Once Upon a Reflection, and occasionally guesting on other channels as that comes up. But until then, catch me in the Discord, follow us, do all of the clicky buttons like subscribe, donate to Congo for Tomorrow. QR code is still on the screen, and links are in chat and description depending on if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube. Let's see, 14, there we go. We will catch you next time. Thank you so much, and bye!